Welcome back, guys, to another video with Feb. Today, class is in session. Once a month, I'll be posting videos to help you guys get better at building. Maybe I'll learn something on the way. Well, what am I kidding? Boomers are too old to learn any new tricks, right? Isn't that what they say? Can't teach an old dog new tricks? Well, regardless, let's go ahead and jump on into the creative world and let's get started. The topic of today, layers. Layers are so crucial to bring a build from this into this. Layers defined. So let's first define what I mean when I say layers. Layers are how deep the walls are or how far the wall pushes out. Next, why are layers important? Well, Minecraft is constructed of nothing but roughly block shapes. From close up to a distance, the shape causes it to blend together, especially if you're not using different textures. That's going to be a future video, by the way. So, by using layers, you can break the square shape up and create different looks that are more natural, that helps move away from the uncanny valley look that the regular square shape gives off. Now that we have explained what layers are, how they're defined, and what they do, let's kind of go over some options and how to actually use it in practice. So as you can see here, I started off with one layer wall, just a simple little design, and then I just continued to expand it as we got farther. So I'm going to go over what I did, why I did it. So here we just got a simple 3 tall, 1 wide, or 1 deep, or 1 layer, and then just goes, I think, like 7-8 blocks. So then the next thing I did is I went ahead and went 1 deeper. So what a good practice I want you guys to do is just start off with something simple that you have just 1 layer wall, and then just add a layer to it. And then after that, add another layer, and then another layer, and then another one, and another one. Just keep going until you just can't go no more. You'll be surprised with the designs that you come up with, the creativity, and just the cool stuff. So I give it a shot. Okay, so basically here I just cut out 2 of the stone bricks, threw some acacia planks in there, and then added some slabs on the bottom, some stairs on the top, and then boom, we have a nice little design. It's a little bit better than just a plain old wall. And then so we're going to move on to number 3 over here. So over here we added another dimension. So we took what we had originally, and then we went out 1. So we already went back 1, so now it's time to go out 1. That's usually how I do it. Usually I'll start off with adding 1 layer to the back, and then I'll try adding 1 layer to the front. And then 1 layer to the back, 1 layer to the front. And just continuously doing that until you are very comfortable with it. So here it's a 3 layer. We just added some slabs. We added some stone wall there as well. And overall, I think that, as you can see, it's already looking better. Every time we add a layer, it just gets better and better. So here we, instead of adding another actual layer, this is still a 3 layer, but we made it bigger. We gave us some more room to work with. That's another thing that you have to realize is when you start adding more layers, you're going to have to start building bigger and bigger, because there's only so much you can do with just a simple wall. There's only so much you can do with this. There's only so much depth you can create, so much like lines and designs and all that. So you're better off just always try to make it bigger. Always give yourself enough space so you can keep making it bigger and just keep growing on it. So here you can see we kind of took what we had here and we added a couple of slabs. We kind of made it a little bit bigger. Instead of sitting on an actual like a stair, upside down stair, we put an actual brick there, and then we put 2 stairs on the side of it. Kind of give it like a pillar look. And then we also, we just did a little bit of design here and there, and that's what I expect to see out of you guys. That's what I would like to see out of you guys. You guys have it in you. So then on this one, we jumped up to 5. So we went from 3 to 5. And you can see how much better this is starting to look already. So this is at 5 layers deep. We have this one with the brick and the wall with a couple, I think that's actually just a regular acacia planks with some more stairs. And then we have some fence, and then we have acacia regular, like not stripped or planks, just regular acacia wood, and then it goes down even deeper. So as you can see, the way that this just layers on and the way it gives it more detail, makes it look more pretty, you could say, is all due to layers. Well, I mean, let's be fair, the change of blocks and the block choices has an effect as well, but overall, having layers gives you the option to use more blocks, use more textures, and to continuously grow it into a better looking build. And then finally, here we have one that is 6, I believe. I think it's 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so here we have one that's 6 deep. So we went from 5 to 6. And then, as I stated before, the more and more layers you add, the bigger it's going to end up having to be, just because you're going to need more room to deal with it. Because if we just had something that was like half the size of this, it would still look decent, but it just wouldn't look as good. You have to start kind of, the more layers you go, the taller it's going to have to go as well. So that's something you're always going to want to keep in mind, is when you start going deeper and deeper in layers. So you're like, okay, Fab, I did 3 walls. Now I want to go up to, let's go up to 7. Let's go up to a wall that's 7 wide. But Fab, it's not looking right, because basically if we come to this and we go, we try to make this 7 wide, it's going to go like out to there roughly. And it's just not going to look as good. It's just not going to feel, there's going to be a lot less, basically, what you're going to be able to do with this being 7 layers compared to something like this tall being 7 layers. It gives you a lot more freedom, gives you a lot more space to do the build. This is why the builds that you see that are like just magical, they're super tall, super big, which I'll post a little picture here. As you can see from this picture, it has so much detail, so many layers, but the issue is that the scale is going to be so massive. That is why a lot of these builds like this tend to have, there's a reason why a majority of these builds tend to be made in creative. It's just because there is so much detail, there's so many blocks that need to get placed, that doing it in survival is almost unfeasible. Or it takes someone with a lot of time. So I try to always say stay in the middle somewhere that you can do a very beautiful looking build, but something that is not going to break your time and, just cripple you with everything else. Okay, so I ran over here real quick in my creative world just to kind of show you guys an example of layers and how they can make things look really cool. So I was playing around last season making a gargoyle for my Castlevania build. So I was really trying to get a good looking wing, and this wing I think is actually really cool looking. I think it's actually only like 4 layers deep, I want to say. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 6 layers deep. It is all the same texture except a couple quartz stair blocks and I think a couple quartz full pieces. But for the most part, it is all white concrete. And as you can see, the way the wing just kind of pops out, and it just gives it so much life and so much details because of all the layers. So hopefully this helps you guys out. What I'd like you guys to do is go into Creative World, build a wall, and continuously trying to add a layer to that wall. Do not limit yourself on how big that wall is. Just keep making more and more adjustments to it until you hit 5, 6, maybe even 7 layers. And then take a look back at it and look at what you started to what you ended with. You are going to be amazed what you guys find. You guys are going to be like, wow, this is all I have to do. And then from there on, your builds are going to just skyrocket in quality. You're going to continuously making better and better builds, because at that point you're going to realize like all I have to do is add more layers. All I have to do is add more layers and this is going to look better. So that's all you got to do. So next video in, classes in session, we're going to discuss, how many layers is too much layers, texture, how to deal with the texture, because sometimes people don't change the texture up. If you look at this, we got regular stone brick. Over here, we have some cracked. We have different colors. That's something that you're always going to have to consider, because I see a lot of builds that everybody uses the same exact starting material on it. And it's all around it. All around the build, it's the exact same blocks. We don't want that, guys. We don't want that. So this is how I'm going to help you guys. This is how I'm going to help you. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, hit that like, join the Twitch channel, which is going to be linked right here. And then from there, have a good night, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.